Four Locos. Great. That's 12% alcohol still.
It's more of a joke. They were like $2.
Yeah, there's a reason they're only $2. Jesus.
I'm not drinking, man. I was just thought it'd be funny, like the vape stick, magic stick.
Well, you brought the RC in, and I drank that, so we'll just see how the night goes. Did you get more jerky? Oh
yeah.
My God. All right.
Why did you just say it was a fucking Panda Express?
Did you get it? You got it?
I was like, where the fuck is this Asian place? I was like, Walmart. So you talking about fucking Panda Express?
Yeah, it's not. I didn't say it was good. You know, white people ruin it like they ruin everything. Our stream house is looking good. Let's go to the message thing. We just got started, so maybe we can throw something in chat, see if the mic's working. Say something. All right. So we have. I need to see the latency test here. We just got it going. Let's see how she's working.
Someone went break 100 you gave me.
How you're the only person I've ever seen not be able to break a $100 bill, and you've done it twice in one day. You managed that.
Well, I gave the.
Even worse, did you tell them that you fought for this country?
No, I don't.
Did you tell them that?
Throw that card
I would do it everywhere. You kidding me? Like a trophy, like a race card, like anything. I'd be all over the news with that bad boy. Be getting free coffee. Shit.
You know what's free shit I could get from places? I just don't ever collect.
You should. You know, if you have the guns, use them, right? Trump style.
Yeah, do it with my phone. That's about it.
Wait, you get a free phone? You get a free native phone?
Like 20% off. No, it's
We need to, I'm gonna tune in since our watcher isn't telling me if I got any sound.
In theory, HDMI 2 should be right by HDMI 1, right? In theory.
In theory.
You might have to hold it. No. Oh, I'm in something. Ooh, I'm in someone.
Alright, I'm watching on my phone. This is gonna be all kinds of latency issue now.
We're looking at.
Oh, we got sound. We got sound.
I think got plenty of sound.
I'm watching on my phone. This is gonna be all kinds of latency issue now. All right, so we're starting our. What are we doing? 4 hours? 4 hours live? 5 hours live, baby. Going live. And I want to look into this. SubPulp. Yeah, SubPulp's live. We're live from the vape shop. Took the green screen down. Showing off the vape stuff. So here's what I want today. Let's go to CNN cuckolding. CNN's cuckolding. Let's just go to Google. You think Google's gonna cover it? I know Yahoo is. Let's just do Yahoo. I feel like they more fit my conservative nature.
I think I just tap this button. You have power. How do you input?
Oh, dude, Bing is the worst. North Korea, blah 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 blah. Okay, so Smallville girl with the sex cult. Tonight's gonna be all about sex cults. Learning about them. Man, there's so much to learn, man.
Not a very good one though. Nobody wants to see the big man.
Look at this. You type in Smallville, and you would think it's the #1 thing on anything, anywhere right now. What'd you get me? A big bowl of veggies?
That's the orange chicken. That's orange chicken. I got you fucking orange chicken. Deal with it, bro.
I will deal with it. I'll endure it. You can't ever praise someone too much, right? In my case, not at all. Actress, here we go. Actress Allison Mack arrested in her role in alleged. You really gotta look into TMZ. There's nothing more credible out there than TMZ, so we're gonna go use TMZ. Okay. So former Smallville, like like small. So okay. I don't know if you're in the frame or not, but we're just gonna zoom here.
I'm setting this up.
I don't know. Well, it's in the wide screen, but when it comes to young superhero shows, and it's like Smallville versus Gotham, are you a Smallville man or Gotham man? They both ran up like a ton of seasons.
Neither.
Oh my god.
I've never seen Gotham here. It's great.
Gotham's the best.
I am a Flash/Arrow fan.
Arrow. Oh, Arrow. I didn't even think about that. Arrow, man. See, and I never really watched Arrow. I mean, it's always
Arrow
just there's too many beautiful people for me. I can't handle that many beautiful people. I mean,
well, they intermingle. That's why I like them about them. They're the same universe, and then they have the crossover things.
let's go with. I'm gonna shrink us down to half screen, do quarter screen, whatever.
What do you think this is up to? Hopefully long.
And that way it shows we're legit, not just making things up tonight. So back over here, and we're talking about. No, I don't want to sync everything. Okay, so the ex-Smallville star arrested for sex cult ties. That's crazy to even imagine, man. I should watch Arrow though. Do you have it pull up your Netflix? So watch it in the background. There's some mystery theater stuff.
I wish you had like.
Okay, so Mac enters plea of not guilty as she was ordered and detained by the judge. There will be a hearing to determine her bail on Monday. So she's already in jail at this point. It's not even like some trumped up case. She's legit. She's in jail. Like they're making her sit through the weekend. You know how they do. You know how they do to us poor people.
Sweating her.
Yeah, they're gonna keep her in there all weekend. Don't even get to talk to a lawyer. Oh man. I hope it's true because you see like someone where presumed crazy, like an Alex Jones type of character, where they'll be talking about these sex cults, like sex cults all over the place, and then you see someone straight up arrested in a sex cult, and nobody's talking about it except for like Yahoo. Where's the Google? Google's too left. It's crazy. I mean, they're because they don't mind talking about sex stuff because they've been going on about the Storm Daniels thing for like a month. Non-stop, and then like something legit talking about, and plus with all the Me Too people and all this stuff, you'd think it'd be a big deal. You would think they'd be talking about it non-stop. Nobody's talking about it. It's crazy. I love TMZ. TMZ is legit.
This is my first contribution to the actual stream.
To the what? Yeah, you're actually producing something, huh?
I know, right? Look at me. Look at me.
Here, I know. I'm gonna. If you're gonna lean over there, which is fine, I don't mind. Actually, the TV's in the frame, so.
They can hear me. Like I was sitting further away whenever we started.
Oh, it's not that. Yeah, I know. I just don't want to look like a. I don't mind looking like a talking to myself, I guess.
Well, they can hear me.
What we got to do is trick Danielle into getting in frame. So okay, so Mac, Lady Mac, Daddy Mac. This Daddy Mac over here, Mac, Daddy Mac. No, her name's Mac. Wait, Daddy. But they did call her like mistress or pimp Mac.
No, they call her Lord Master.
Lord Master Mac.
Of. Lord/Master of obedient female.
Of obedient female companions. The Mac Daddy.
Mac was her partner.
Do you think she made him jump?
Mac was her. Yeah. Yeah, Mac.
Oh, you know what we should do? Let's write that down. No one's gonna see it because they're gonna bury the thing. It's just depressing as it is. It's gonna get completely.
Vanguard, her partner.
It's gonna get buried. So even if we do make like a spoof video on it, nobody's gonna get it because it's gonna get buried. So, but just for the sake of the idea, we could we'll do sex cult, Mac, spoof, joke, Daddy Mac. What were they called?
The Lord.
No, not that.
Oh.
The crisscross. You didn't help at all. Crisscross. Boom. Notes made. All right. So, yeah. So Mac was allegedly. I'll read it like a romance novel. Mac allegedly forced women into sex slavery and took collateral from them in a form of composing photos and recorded confessions of past crimes in order to blackmail them into staying in DOS for life. according to the docs, it's like I do my glasses. According to the docs, Mac directed the women to have sex with Renier. Oh, he sounds like handsome in French. Renier, and required them to remain celibate, not masturbate, and grow out of their. Oh, he sounds like handsome in French. Renier. Great. Now we have a background me on me.
Just a test. Just a test.
Oh, great. Well, that's working anyway. Are we getting any lag through that? It don't matter. You just have to live with the lag, live with the laptop life.
Well, it's going to be behind by a couple seconds, probably.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be. Like, there's like a 6-second latency to it. So this is crazy, man. Touching up again, that's the ex-Smallville star. What's her name? Mac? Something Mac? Carolyn Mac? I'm making words. Allison Mac. Allison Mac. Remember that name, because you're not going to hear it again after, like, tomorrow.
I got a quick insider edition, if you want to check it out.
Yeah, Insider Edition. What's Insider say? Oh, hey, we got a video. We got a video. The
suspected head of an alleged cult that reportedly branded female members now faces charges in the United States after he was arrested and extradited from Mexico. With him at the time, but not arrested, was the star of the TV show Smallville. In fact, another actress.
Is that Fox?
This is the Insider.
Okay.
Stephen Fabian has more on the Smallville connection.
Let me get the mic out of here.
About an actress from the TV show Smallville. In Clark. Allison Mack played a high school student in Smallville who had a crush on young Superman. Smallville was a huge hit for the series.
Oh yeah, it was the girl he never wanted to bang.
Yeah, well, she was like the nerdy friend or whatever. Yeah.
He was like, just couldn't catch the signals.
Yeah, you would think he could hear thoughts. Or he knew and he didn't want it because he knew what she was into. He knew what that kinky gash was into. We got a fork.
Let's go, you guys. Ranieri is the controversial founder of a self-help group called Nexium. Authorities say
Nexium?
Nexium.
Dude, what satanic thing you think the NXIV whatever actually stands for? We should look into that. Because it's always something, you know. They always put their like this arrogance to them. They always put their stuff in it.
I spoke to Frank Parlato, a former publicist for Nexium, who was the first to
In XIV.
Allison had a very prominent role. She's
Where'd you get steak?
enamored with Ranieri and completely under his
Where should be checking?
Another
Just started a food review.
Kristen Krug, who played Superman's love interest Lana Lang, was also once linked to Ranieri's crew.
They
Uh-oh.
recruited Allison
What?
and Kristen. They were used as poster girls for normalizing the group. Because why would beautiful,
You got
famous
steak and shrimp?
stars
Damn, son.
career
Shouldn't be any of that.
join the
I
cult?
got steaks and shrimp.
Krug reportedly severed ties with the group in 2012.
We got someone's meal.
Ranieri is now back in the U.S. but he's held without bail.
Cabbage?
Connection
Oh,
released a
man.
statement
I
saying
feel like I'm at Miss Kim's place again.
will demonstrate Keith Ranieri's innocence and true character. He faces life in prison if convicted.
Enjoy that, as you say.
How rich you think that guy was?
Next one.
He's gonna buy his way out. I bet
The guru?
this is the last we hear of this whole thing. One day, and then it'll be gone. And the way they obsess, you know, like the Me Too people. I wouldn't mind so much obsessing over little things, you know. But when they completely are going to ignore something like this, because all it takes is an accusation, you know. All it takes is an accusation for an actor to never get a job again. All it takes is an accusation for someone to lose all their funding, an accusation for someone to get kicked out of college, right? This is an accusation. But except the girl is fucking branded. She's branded like there's no accusation. The dude that at college, you know. When it's alleged a guy can never work again, thrown in prison forever just for a legend. Like that dude that went to prison because he said that girl in college raped him. Did like 6 years. Then 10 years after he finds out, she posts on Facebook that she made the whole thing up. So this guy ruined his whole life, essentially. But this will never get talked about. Because you know what, I bet there's some kinds of, someone in Hollywood is in that group.
Yeah.
You know what you do? Let's find out.
Go to the research booth for me.
After I eat some rice. So tonight's going to be researching this Nexium weird, crazy sex cult.
Alright, Nexium.
Are you doing it?
Yeah. What do they do?
That's what makes you the angriest. Just you get tired of being lied to.
Ah, there it is. In XIVM. Nexium official site. Here we are. Statement. Companies involved.
Ooh. Companies.
Alright. Featured companies and programs. Ooh, they have categories. Ooh. Tied into a lot of other things. Some arts, entertainment, human expression. It just, there's nothing there.
What?
There are no companies. They're just,
Okay. What we can do is the friend that was accused as well, said she's not in on it. Okay, they said they were using people as, let's bounce ideas now. They said they were using people as frontmen, right, to normalize the group. Who were the people they were using as frontmen? Before they pull all their websites and stuff. There was only like a few pieces of meat in there, but damn, it was good.
you know, some of my chicken. I got a ton.
No. No, I got it.
Society of
I gotta stay
Protectors.
agile, you know, for when I fight.
Oh man, it's funny because this Nexium group, you go to their gender studies of their companies. JNS. JNS is a company designed to promote the furtherance and empowerment of women throughout the world.
Really? What? Let's reel that back. Where did we find that? Where do we find that?
We are on Nexium's homepage. You go to companies involved with them, and you go to their gender studies. And
Okay.
their gender studies, the first one is the word.
So, if there's anybody watching, I don't know. What we're talking about is
and then in the same one, they have the Society of Protectors. This is-
Allison Mack, the sex cult girl. Okay, so we're going into the sex cult she was in, which is called NXIVM. We're trying to find out what the NXI. I'm gonna use your notepad. Is it small and agile and handsome? Okay, so we'll do some basic stuff here. What I want to find out is what the NXIVM really stands for, because you know it's going to be some satanic shit. Why is it capital N? I don't know. Maybe just because the beginning of a word. IVM. Okay, so girls in a sex cult. They're branding women. Nobody's talking about it except like, you know, Fox, Insider, basically conservative stuff. Okay, why are the conservatives the only one talking about this? Right? So we got to find out who is a part of it. Obviously not anybody conservative, which is why your typical media isn't talking about it. This is exciting stuff. Okay, so we're gonna go back to, can't use Google for anything because Google is so left. They're gonna try to bury it completely. So we're gonna go to like what? Yahoo is the only one you can get that covers it. Okay, so now how are we looking this up?
I just went to Nexium's home site. Sorry about the food.
NXIVM home site.
Just type that in. It'll be the first thing that pings.
Who?
Just push enter.
I wish. NXIVM.
There it is.
Official site, NXIVM. This is the sex cult. It's all alleged, even though they have
Bunch
like
of companies.
the women are branded.
They have a statement about what's going
Companies.
on right now.
Ooh, what's their statement?
I meant to read that. But
We're going to be objective. We're going to be objective, even though, you know, it's pretty much leaning into the fact that this is a real thing. In response to the allegations against our founder, Keith Renier. I'm going to write down Keith Renier, his name.
Look at this network.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Now, you've been hearing about these sex cults for years, right? Especially in, like, Hollywood. The weird stuff they do, the fake marriages and they'll have their fake wife. Like, the Hollywood marriages are usually fake. It's like if you want to get a family man role, you get married, right? But when the majority of actors are gay, you know, it's just normal, which is fine. But, you know, be it, live it, you know, be proud of it. Don't, marry a woman just to get a role as a father figure because it's going to make big money. So, Keith Renier. We are currently working with the authorities to demonstrate his innocence and true character. We strongly believe the justice system will prevail, or the lawyers they pay, right? In bringing the truth to light. We are saddened by the reports perpetuated by the media and their apparent disregard for the innocent until proven guilty. Now, the media isn't covering this. You've got one Fox article I saw, and then we dug into like 2 other, groups are covering. It's not like on Monday when Sean Hannity, they found out that Cohen was working with Sean Hannity, and everybody like flipped the fuck out. And we had like Media Matters post 23 different things about him, and they found out he just asked him about like a house. He's like, "Yo, I'm really thinking about buying this house. What do you think?" That was it, but they blew it all out of proportion. Nothing compared to this. This is nothing. Nobody's talking about it. So it just shows you a bias. You have to see a bias there. I mean, you got to see it. So anyway, so obviously the company he owns has his back. Whatever. All right. So we're gonna look at other companies that work with them. Helen Keller. I tell you what, you'd have to be blind, deaf, and dumb to not see this. Yeah. Anyway, so featured companies and programs and social movements.
Probably should have led with a happy 420 or something.
So it's a community guided by humanitarians principles that seek to empower women and answer important questions. That doesn't make any sense. Do you think that they rewrote everything? Oh, I bet that's what it was.
No.
So we would have had to go onto the website last week because they've had like a week or something to bring this to light. Okay, so they've completely redone the website because it's first thing. I mean, the first thing that they're it's a community guided by humanitarian principles that seek to empower people, answer important questions about what it means to be a human. Man, I wish I could have seen the site last week, though. It was probably some. What does it actually do? What does the company really do?
It doesn't really say. It says if you go to each of the categories, it has different companies that contribute. There's nothing in arts. There's a public garden in the children's-based one. Gender studies is where I start seeing. There's 2 companies there. That's the JNS one I brought up.
1 page? It's not even a page. It's like 3 sentences. What the fuck does this company do?
Well, there's more on these other
Statement, home. Okay, let's go to their home. NXIVM, working to build a better world. Humanitarian principles that seek to empower people and answer important questions about what it means to be human. XIVM philosophy expresses through a series of companies and initiatives. Why can't it just be like, yo, we build wheel bearings? Like, what? Why is it? It's like a human studies thing. What do they like? Study humans so they can learn how to do weird. Because allegedly they're doing this. They're branding people and shit. Like, I don't understand this theory here. I don't understand what's going on. A series of companies and initiatives, all of which are designed to broaden the way we currently think about problems and help. So they're like master manipulators, right? Was that the idea? because they're always talking about how they were manipulating them and making them do things. Both internally and externally, NXIVM helps people realize the potential that exists within them. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Helen Keller. Why do they keep quoting Helen Keller? Does nobody own the rights to her name? Steal quotes from that dead broad.
Everybody have fun with it.
Yeah. Go crazy. How did she speak so well? Something.
5-minute detour out of mine.
Oh, here's the guy. Here's the guy. This is the OBS showing? Am I in the way? Here's the dude. There's the guy. Of course he's got to be a white guy with blue eyes, making the rest of us look bad. Like, it's not hard enough. Like, we don't already get judged enough for everything in this world and blamed for everything. You got to have this sex cult guy look just relatively like me. What? Sure, bring a bunch over. Here we go. So, they're not dropping anybody else's name. Nobody else wants to get tied to that, right? Keith Raniere has devoted his life to studying the complex issues that face our modern world and to develop the tools to enhance the human experience through community, social action, science, technology, and education. He doesn't say how he makes his money. How does this company make its money? Are we buying an idea here? Oh, this is going to drive me crazy. So I don't know if you're still, if you're tuning in, the well, we're learning on this Mac case, okay, where the girl from Smallville, they found out she was in some sex cult where they're doing all kinds of this evil shit, and we're trying to figure out who is related to the owner of this company, you know, because these are, these underground societies, they always work together. There's always a bunch of them. They do, weird shit, dress up like 15th century scholars and bang each other. So he's founded multiple companies focusing on increasing joy. Yeah, he's increasing joy, all right. And ethics in the world. Under the NXIVM umbrella, he has developed a series of educational models that offer integrative solutions to the complex subjects such as gender, relationship, childhood development, mind and body complex, compassionate ethics, creative expression. These initiatives range from an award-winning performance art company. Okay, so he had a performing art company, to an early childhood education that promotes cultural, linguistic, emotional, physical, and problem-solving potential. He founded Executive Success Program, Inc. Executive Success Program. Okay, well, there's something. Was it a government-funded thing? You're playing Aesop in the background, you savage? All right. So, we've got executive success programs. Finally got a company. Okay, so I'm guessing the guy sells an idea. So some kind of existentialism, profit. So we're going to write down this company. And right now, we found one other name in the whole deal. Okay, Nancy Salzman. Okay, so we've got executive success programs. Right? This is straight from the website. Because they like to hide in plain sight anyway. You're going to be like, yeah, I'll never know it was Nancy. You never know she was corralling the Chinaman or whatever they're up to. We're going to try to find out. Basically, we're going to keep searching until we find them related to somebody else we don't like, and then just pin it on them too. You know, be like, look at how they're related. So, in 1998, so we're talking 20 years ago, Salzman, one of the world's top trainers in personal professional development, and now this is like, you know, their idea of top trainer. Critical thinking and individual and global scale. So if this thing's true, right? If this guy, and so while we're on here, we're gonna bounce back over to the Smallville actress Allison. We're gonna bounce back and forth so we can try to keep our mind in the right frame of thought here. Okay, so Allison Mack arrested, still in jail, for her alleged role in the notorious upstate sex cult Nixivim, federal prosecutors announced Friday. Also today, a couple hours ago. And she gets to sit in jail all weekend. So, where does she play? Oh, so she was one of the front people, the faces to make it look like a legit company. Now, is this a legit company? Do we have a company here that 9 to 5's got its groups, you know? Lots of companies, you know, lots of people, they just do their weird shit behind closed doors. And then you have, or is this like a straight, like, we're buying these sex slaves by the thousand, we're rolling them in, or are they like bringing people in? They're like, you know how they do the gay to straight camps, you know, where they like bring in the kid and then he pops back out. He's supposed to be straight, or he's actually more ruined than ever. Or so they're like sending in all these kids that have some kind of like a mental disorder, which is like every kid now, because like every day they're coming out with a new book or a new thing or something new about something's wrong with the kid, so everybody has a disability. So they taking all these maybe or may not be disabled kids and then turning them into their weird branding sex trade thing. Like, is that a thing? It's like a goddamn perverted Batman movie, right? I'm talking Jim Carrey's the Riddler. You know what I mean? And he's putting a plunger on their head and making them do weird shit. Is this what this guy was into? And this Smallville girl is right at the peak, because she said, he even says, you know, she went in as a slave and then became a madam or whatever. You know, so
she started from the bottom. Now she's here.
They're even saying, yeah, literally and figuratively, probably literally too, because they're all into the sex thing. So okay, so it starts. We're gonna use this girl as an example. The girl from Small Girl. She was an actress. I liked the show when it was out when I was a teenager or whatever. I didn't watch a whole lot of it, but I enjoyed it. Okay, so we can assume to be a normal person. Okay, so how does this normal person even end up in affiliating with a company that studies the complex issues that face our modern world? How does she end up with a company that has the developing tools to enhance human experience through community, social action, science, technology, and education? So this is a company like it almost seems like a camp you go to for 6 weeks, and like a self-help thing. Okay, so we're gonna assume that anybody who goes, because they're gonna get an actress can go, it can happen to anybody. So we're gonna assume here that homeboy has a self-help, like you know, go for 30 days and come back a better person and happier guy. All right. So this girl goes in, and they they think like the dude's like a shrink, right? So if he's a shrink, he must be smarter than me. So you know that's how they get you. That's how manipulators work. You know, They go in thinking because the guy did 7 years in college, he's not some kind of a psychopath, right? So he's like, hey, you know, maybe you just hang out and you do this and you'll make me happy. You know, like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And so he gets in this chick's head. And next thing you know, they're branding her, they're shaving her, they got her dressed up like a bull, you know, or whatever, wearing the bull's mask, just riding him around with the saddle, you know, doing this weird shit. And then you get what's that? Where you fall in love with your captors? What's that called?
Stockholm syndrome.
She gets some Stockholm syndrome going over here. This is why I like more when you're around. So she gets to do. The next thing you know, she's a madam or whatever. She's whipping asses. She's riding people around like a bull. All right, and this is all going on. Is the whole company in on it, or is this a side thing?
Giant Ponzi scheme of Stockholm syndrome.
It's a Ponzi scheme of sex trade, and they're branding them. These are people that they're not even trying to hide it, dude. And nobody's gonna talk about it. Nobody's gonna give a fuck. Okay,
well,
so
no one does right now. So
yeah, I mean, you know, it's just like. So this is what I'm doing. I'm assuming the company is, yeah, we're looking out for your brain. We're gonna just kidding. We're gonna soak up in your brain and then turn it into mush, and we're gonna have sex with you, and then you essentially get addicted to heroin until you die. So that's where we're at on this guy. Open and shut. If he was just a guy who owned like a wheel bearing company, you know, or like he designed an electric motor that's more efficient by 3% than another electric motor, I'd say, yeah, you know, the guy just did weird shit on his side. But you're talking about a guy that molds people's minds, makes them a better person, you know. This is what he does. And then what he does. So the whole company's got to be in on it. Sell your stock. Sell your Nexivum stock.
I just like how they have a quote from Helen Keller on every page.
Yeah, what's with the Helen Keller? Like, we know nothing. They're like Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. We see nothing. We hear nothing. Well, we play a mean pinball. Okay, so the wife was talking about see if you can look it up. Lesbian couple breakup. Then the girl crashes the car into water, kills all the kids. Because she said that was all over her Facebook. I never saw it on mine at all. And you would think even Fox would cover that because they love seeing anything that's gonna like destroy something that's related to LGBT or anything.
I just typed in lesbian black kids.
It did pop up?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so how are we finding it?
I literally just typed, I'm on Bing. How the hell I get on Bing?
Ugh, Bing is such trash.
Let's try it. Change boo. Let's give her a little change boo.
So we're finding it through lesbian black kids?
I literally typed in lesbian black kids and it jumped up. Not that that's funny, just
Crazy ass lesbian couple. Dem activist kills 6 black kids. Holy shit. That's no joke.
that's just how these search.
2 white lesbians adopt 6 black kids and kill them. Holy shit. This shit is legit.
I can't spell lesbians in my life, DEM activist. Sorry,
Well,
I'm not up with
it turns out she just couldn't think straight. Anyway, so the couple was really active in social justice, Dem marches, and protests. They adopt 6 black kids, ... use them as props in their bullshit. I don't think this is objective journalism. Oh my god. Best known for the pic of black kid with a cop. It was staged. Huh. I'm into the discussionist. That was it?
that guy's a savage, right?
This guy is a savage. Holy shit. Oh, this guy. Okay, we're gonna do it just like. Okay, so this is a guy named Present One. His take on it. So, crazy ass lesbian couple, Dem activists, kills 6 black kids in California. Hey, no shit. The couple were really active in social justice, Dem marches, and protests. So they adopt 6 black kids, use them as props for their bullshit. And they're best known for the pic of the black kid who was the cop staged SAW bullshit. Like the cop was like, "Oh my god, me too." And this guy with the fucking camera in the back.
If you type lesbian kills black children, you'll get a little bit more credible.
Yeah, this is just some guy's take on it, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, I typed in lesbian kills black children, and I got Tribune, all their papers.
Okay, so to lesbian video article, children.
I went down that page. I don't find anything. It's just all gonna be random.
Okay, so want to put lesbian kills black kids? Like that's not gonna be something that happens very often.
Well, I did children because so that one just.
No, we're gonna put it like they say it on the street.
Lesbian kills
black kids.
Sounds like she was going out and targeting them with a car or something. Or it's like kills black children. It's like, oh, really? I don't know. I guess either way doesn't make sense.
Here we go. Crash that killed the lesbian couple along with their 6 kids. What about they were driving? Must have been a Suburban. That's fine, automobile. Okay, so the crash that killed the lesbian couple and their 6 adopted children appears intentional, says the authorities, after revealing that they plunged off the cliff at 90 miles per hour. They fucking Thelma and Louise them, bro.
Oh man, they're all teenagers too. 14, 16.
Holy
15,
shit. And how come nobody talked about this all week? Except on the wife stuff. You know, they talk about, you know, remember when they did the Channel 4 thing and they tried to make it look like all the mainstream media was conservative, right? And they showed like the little video clip playing, and it was like them the people telling the thing, then another one pops up, and there's like 200 different stations that did the exact same recording, like, look, the media is puppets or whatever. But like, that was easy to find. What's hard to find is the stuff they're not talking about, right? And when they could be talking about, this seemed like it would be big news to me, you know? I mean, a high school kid shoots up a school, kills 17, and it's all they talk about, right? But 2 bull dykes kill a bunch of minority kids by driving them off a cliff. And nobody talks about. I mean, dude, it's 6 teenagers too. They're still teenagers, so like it is like directly related in a fact that you could be talking about it the exact same way, right? Are they gonna ban cars now? I've been waiting to say that one. Are they gonna ban cars or cliffs? Fucking ridiculous. California though, man, they give no fucks. It shows you that they don't care. Remember the guy that was crying? Those kids died, and it made them fucking crying on CNN.
They're gonna make it illegal for you to drive a car with black kids in it unless you have a permit.
You have to have a permit. I think they had those 100 years ago. They got rid of that. It's super sad. It is saddening, you know.
It's disgusting. That's what it is. Like that's...
The fact just because they're in California and they were lesbians, they're not going to talk about it. This is the things that aren't getting talked about on SubPulp Culture Friday.
And this is the thing too, like, so if they were fighting, like, this is what an officer said. There were no skid marks, there were no brake marks. Doesn't sound like much of a fight was going on in there.
No. Are they because, you know, the conservatives will blame everything on a mental health issue, you know, like the transgenders and suicide rate being so high, and like it's because they get made fun of. It's like, no, bitch, everybody gets made fun of, everybody gets bullied, but you know, so there's supposed to be like a correlation between transgenderism and being suicidal as like a chemical imbalance, you know. Everything is just thought. It's all just chemicals, you know, electricity bouncing around in your brain. So if you're producing a chemical that makes you more suicidal, possibly the same one that makes you, you know, have the gender dysphoria or whatever. But what if something that makes you more same-sex orientated possibly makes you want to drive off a cliff full of black kids, you know, a car full of black kids? You don't know, you know. Any argument could be made, and I can make any argument I want because I got nobody to argue against me.
Well, they have no joy in their eyes.
What?
Let's see. Here we go. Neighbors' account of the family. Oh.
I mean, this is the YouTube shooting from like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, basically.
They talk about it for one day. The girl is what they want to see more people be. You know, she was a vegan. She was like Saudi or something.
Well,
she was a complete weirdo by the videos.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. So it says the family, all kids are homeschooled. Nothing against homeschool. That's amazing. Smart.
Yeah, go forward.
They stayed indoors all the time, even when this is a neighbor's account, Mr. Bill Groiner.
That's why it was on the wife's feed. Anytime a homeschool thing happens, they always talk about it in their groups.
Yeah.
That's why she saw it, and the mainstream stuff didn't cover it. She's like, it's all over my Facebook. I'm like, I didn't see it at all. And I'm like following everybody. Okay, so it was talked about amongst homeschoolers because they have an in there.
Exactly. It says they stayed indoors most of the time, even in really nice weather. The family didn't eat sugar, raised their own vegetables, had animals, and went on camping trips.
So these were the exact people. I mean, these were exactly what Hollywood wants to see. This is what Jimmy Kimmel makes jokes about wanting everybody to be. And then when they see a version of this go crazy and do some crazy stuff.
I didn't get to finish. The neighbor actually said, this is the quote, there was enough positive there to kind of counteract the feeling that something maybe wasn't quite right. Basically,
It was too perfect.
It was the Brady Bunch.
It was Brady Bunch. I was gonna say Truman Show. It was Brady Bunch situation. Things are going almost too well.
And it says that the neighbors were big about their privacy. I guess they didn't like to get talked to very much. There's a whole other.
People are always gonna say that though. You can't necessarily go by the neighbor. The neighbor's gonna say, yo, if my neighbor whacked out, killed like 6 people, I'd be like, yo, nothing ever seemed right about that guy. It don't matter who it is. You almost can't even go by the account of the neighbor. But it doesn't make any sense. And you know what? Whoever was driving the car, I'm gonna assume they killed the whole family on purpose. That's where I'm at. You have to make a thought process to move forward in an investigation. So we're assuming did it on purpose. Majority of these times, and just like with the shootings and things like that, most of these people get prescribed some kind of antipsychotic, like experimental antipsychotic, and they snap like that. Just like the kid in Florida, you know, everybody's talking about this, talking about that. Nobody ever talks about the antipsychotics, man. And that's our reality. I'll bet that's what it is. Probably nothing to do with. But see, they're not talking about it, and the problem with not talking about stuff like that is you can't fix a problem until you talk about it. But when they do talk about it, they talk about the wrong things. You know, they want to cover something. It's like Sean Hannity. I'm gonna compare everything to Sean Hannity this week because I had to watch Media Matter. Dude, they posted so much shit about Sean Hannity that I quit following him. It was like 24 posts in a row talking shit about the guy, and then we found out the guy was just like asking the dude questions about like some property he wanted to buy. That was it, and they blew it so far out of proportion they went nuts. And then now he's turning around and roasting all the people that put him on the pedestal. What do you learn him?
Well, not that it's a huge shred of hope, but according to this report, 3 of the kids are unaccounted for still.
3 of the kids are still gone?
Like, their bodies have been turned up, so...
Was it in a lake or something?
It was they went into the ocean. Off a fucking cliff into the ocean.
I mean, off a cliff could be anywhere. You know, you've seen enough movies. Car blows up when it hits the bottom.
It's not like it's probably like a 0.100 millionth chance of a percent that